Well, the spotlight is on Eastern Cape Premier Oscar Mabuyane, who's been implicated in receiving undue benefits. This after this week, a damning report by the Public Protector recommended criminal charges be laid against him after advocate Busisiwe Mkhwebane found that money stolen from the Mbizana municipality paid for renovations to his home. The money had come from the Eastern Cape government to pay for transport to a Winnie Madikizela Mandela memorial service. Then, as you saw there, Oscar Mabuyane has filed a motion in the Eastern Cape High Court asking it to order the Hawks to stop investigating him. He says it's unlawful, and he claims, as you saw there, that the ANC Secretary-General Ace Magashule was behind a political witch hunt against him, or is behind that witch hunt. He is, of course, seen as a key ally of President Cyril Ramaphosa. Let's speak now to a journalist who reported 2 years ago that Mabuyane had sold a Jeep that wasn't donated to him but to the ANC in the Eastern Cape. Sunday Times investigative journalist and author Thanduxolo Jika joining us now. Thanduxolo, great to have you with us as always. So Oscar Mabuyane traded in a Jeep for around R500,000. That's your old story, and bought an Audi. But the twist in the tale was that the Jeep wasn't his. Just tell us more about the background.
Good afternoon. Essentially, I mean, the story around the Jeep is tied to the issue of also the renovations that took place at his house, because the source of the funds to fund the Jeep came from the same business person, who had actually paid for that Jeep for the benefit of the ANC, but he claimed, even in an affidavit to the Hawks, even to the Public Protector, that that Jeep, which was supposedly a donation to the ANC, was then taken over by Oscar Mabuyane for his personal use when he was the chairperson of the ANC in the Eastern Cape. Subsequent to that, he then sold off the Jeep when he was elected premier, meaning that he actually benefited from proceeds of a suspected crime, because according to BAM and the Public Protector and the investigations that have taken place, the money was from Mbizana municipality, where he had actually done work through the connections of human settlements, MEC in the Eastern Cape, Babalo Matikizela, and no work had been done there. So the two are actually tied together because also the 450,000 rand, which was used for Mabuyane's renovations at his house, came from the same municipality, it came from the same business person, which is why Mabuyane is in trouble in terms of the Prevention and Combating of Corrupt Activities Act.
Yeah. So the situation is that the work should never have been awarded to BAM, and then the ANC shouldn't have received a donation, and Oscar Mabuyane himself should not have benefited. Nobody should have benefited from those funds. But if he took it from the ANC, was there ever concern about that within the party?
Well, when we tried to follow up on that matter, there was never actually any word from the ANC in the Eastern Cape regarding the registration of that Jeep as part of their assets. Instead, they said it was not on their list of assets, meaning that it was for the personal benefit of the Premier if it was not on the list of their assets.
All these things, like you say, are linked. Let's just lump them all together and say they are claims of undue financial benefits. Why is it all coming up again? When you were writing about this 2 years ago, and the Integrity Committee, why did they clear him? Why is this still dragging on? And nothing will, I guess, to some, no justice has been done thus far.
Well, to be quite fair on the law enforcement, I mean, I would not have expected them to have concluded investigating the case within a short period of time, even though the case seems to be quite a simple one, because you've got a person who admits to have been having distributed these amounts of monies to the politicians, which they were not supposed to receive. So to be quite fair on them, I think listening to General Libya from the Hawks this morning, he said already by March this year, they had completed their investigation and are just awaiting a decision from the National Prosecuting Authority. When it comes to the public protector, I know already by August there was a sort of a preliminary report that was ready. So for Mabuyane to also argue that now these are politically motivated, it's a bit, clutching at straws, considering the fact that the question is that stands: did he or did he not benefit unduly so from state funds? And I mean, his application to the court to stop the Hawks from investigating him seems to be very much late. It might not actually assist him in any way, because the Hawks have completed their investigation. It is up to the NPA to act. And of course, he went to the court desperately so that he can prevent a scenario where he is charged formally by law enforcement and then asked to step aside from his position in the ANC, and also as the Premier of the Eastern Cape.
Yeah, but it sounds like that could be coming. In his application, like you suggested, he said this is part of a political witch hunt, being influenced by the suspended ANC Secretary-General Ace Magashule. We played a clip earlier. Ace Magashule denies that. The whole thing would suggest that Magashule still has control over law enforcement in the Free State, if not wider. Well, what do you make of that claim?
I honestly think that is a disingenuous argument that was made in those court papers to say that Ace Magashule is behind him being charged. The same Ace Magashule is being charged by the Hawks, investigated, is standing trial by the same Hawks that he's supposedly controlling. So if Ace Magashule had so much power, how could he have then been able to be investigated, charged, arrested and charged by the same Hawks that he controls? I think the political battles within the ANC are coming to the fore, of course. It is just a blame game. And it smokes and mirrors here. Honestly, I do not believe that Ace Magashule, who is also facing his own charges, which were led by the Hawks, is controlling the Hawks.
All right, thank you for that. Sunday Times investigative journalist and author Thanduxolo Jika. Now, former President